Hey guys, cool blowing back. I'm Aaron.
I'm Calvin.
Rick. Eric.
And we are back with Vinland Saga, where last time,
Gardar escaped by biting a man to death.
Oh, yeah.
Could you do that? Could you do like what the lion does and attack with your face?
You mean again?
What the lions attack with their claws.
Yeah, but they also attack with their face.
They eat.
Okay, snake.
They snake.
Yeah,
they can do what a snake does.
You can do what a snake does?
They constrict around people.
Some snakes.
Oh, so some snakes that attack with their face.
Most snakes still attack with their face. Even
I noticed you're
pythons
just avoiding the question, so you
still
know.
bite.
What about the ones that shoot poison?
Aaron cannot attack with his face.
I guess
Pretty
that
sure
attack-
this is snake.
I think those are just lizards, not snakes.
No, there's one snake that spits out poison, right?
One
I think it's
in
just
the whole world. Well, we need to eliminate warfare and slavery from the entire world.
And lions and snakes.
Just gonna take.
Is that why his dad gave him the knife to begin with? To get him ready for a unarmed combat as well? It's definitely more similar than a sword.
Sure.
Or a spear.
Yeah, sure.
You have to deal with shorter ranges and shorter reaches.
You've got to deflect in the same kind of
Get
way.
inside people's guards.
I love that.
I love that flash of blue up the arm.
Ah.
As you reckon, oh, it's so good.
So good.
Well, it's like reflecting. I feel like the fighter sense
Yep.
that they do, right? Like
Yep.
even Thorfinn was talking about like I don't sense anyone else coming. It's just him. And then for him, like snake wise, like
No wonder he was
like,
unconscious.
yeah, I couldn't sense him.
No wonder I couldn't sense
But could
him.
you not have sensed Thorfinn because he wasn't in a fighting
Bloodlust.
Yeah.
Yeah, like
Yeah, it all comes
Yeah.
back to Hunter x Hunter.
style, you know.
Yep.
I love the old master too. Like he just. It seems like that's where Kettle gets it from as well, right?
Yeah.
Like he seems to have a different perspective, but then like the son was sent into war, maybe,
Sure.
and maybe that's the difference or something. I don't know, but Kettle was in war. He has some legends about him. I guess.
I mean, the old man's also, he's at the end of his life too, where he could be like facing a reckoning of the type of person that he was.
Sure.
You know?
Yeah.
Even Darth Vader did one good thing at the end of his life.
The ideas of like what was it all worth? You
Yeah,
know?
I mean, wisdom is knowledge gained through pain. And, like, he experienced enough that he decided that sort of life wasn't worth it anymore.
Yeah.
I like the master recognizing. Like, they all saw at the same time. Like,
I loved Einar asking Arnheid, like, what do you want?
yeah.
Like, because he could love this woman if she remains a slave, but he'd rather her choose and be a
happy.
free woman and let her go with this man.
It would be
It's
a lot
great
easier
stuff.
for him to keep loving her if
Yeah.
she were trapped here,
Yep.
unable to escape. Yeah.
The voice actress of Arnheid killed it in that scene.
the crying scene.
Oh, she did such a good job. I was in her hands emotionally. She did such a good job. I mean, it just because she doesn't even allow herself to hope that she could do this. You know?
Sure.
And then when she did, when she had just a moment, like maybe there is a part of me, like my soul that is free, but she keeps like repressing it. You know, just love that moment, and just that small crack just lets so much water out. Literally.
All this is so meaningful, but also so meaningless. Because, like, Canute's coming. And,
Yeah.
like, their fate isn't really their own if he gets a hold of them.
It's the dark cloud that's just hanging over this farm until it is resolved.
At least
that's
when,
when
when it's slaves that are making choices against their slave masters, it's never meaningless. But I mean, everything ends, so you know,
Yeah.
Yeah.
you can derive meaning in just the present.
I just want to see, like, if Thorfinn's gonna have to fight, I want to see him have to fight during that kind of moment. You know, like he has this like peace element where he's like, I'm done with violence. I don't want to be that person anymore, which is great, especially given what all he did before. But I don't know. I guess I either want him to be able to like hold on to that, or like not make it like about like I gotta fight Snake. I want you to do something a little bigger. Like it's not just protecting this one guy. It's protecting like this, like all these people or something like that.
Protecting a dream,
Yeah.
right?
Well, it's like when Eric was like, well, I think it was Eric when they were talking about like the farmland, and someone was like, "Is this Vinland?" You know, like
Yeah, Vinland
like,
could be a reality
could this be-
if we really lost slavery in war.
sure, yeah. Like Snake don't do this, and you can be a farmer, and you don't have to go to violence
Yeah.
and that kind of stuff, and like then you just create Vinland here where you
Yeah.
are, and then he's fighting to protect Vinland more versus just like, well, let's let these slaves get out of here, and I'm gonna
Yeah.
help protect them.
I mean, it's because of people like Snake that won't even consider the old man's words. The old man gets him to a point intellectually where Snake has no response, and he has to just be like, "What do you know, old man? You know, the system is a system for a reason, because this is the way it is." It's like, that's not the way it is.
No.
It is not the case that slaves make themselves slaves.
That conversation about like we could have been slaves, we were just
Yeah.
luckier.
Yeah.
Like it comes down to just like
Yeah.
who you are or
Where
what-
you are and when you are.
Were you in a small village that had fighters, or did you not have fighters? Did a bigger group of fighters come and take out and kill your fighters? And
Yeah,
then just
because
took
that's what
your
happened
people?
to Arnheid.
Yeah,
Like, their village had plenty of fighters.
but they all left for a war, and then they got
somebody
taken.
else came along. Yeah.
So
People that design that system never for once will think, but what if I'm the slave? They're always like, no, it's good because I'm never the slave.
yeah.
Yeah.
So like I like I saying the master like some of his viewpoints and stuff have been really interesting and different, but I kind of see more of the Kettle aspect where he seems like, oh thank goodness, now we don't have to like cut off his hand, you
Yeah.
know, for that one slave. He's like, all right, now we must hit him 10 times.
Sure.
Like, I'll do it. You
Like
know?
they're
like,
just on the precipice of like, you could be a good person
yeah.
if you just went further.
It's in that aspect of like I'm stuck in this system and what can I do to fix
Yeah.
it? And he's like, just let him go. You know, I'll
Yeah.
take it. No one will question it. You know, like I can help these slaves. I can't stop slavery, but I can help these ones or something. You know.
Yeah.
But he's also old enough where he's like, I'm already dying. So what are they gonna do to me?
Yeah.
Whereas Keto, I don't think is at that point.
Sure.
So it's
He has a lot to benefit still.
well that and also like there's
He
a
has
lot
time to turn it around.
lose and
Oh,
stuff
yeah, absolutely.
if
Yeah.
that if it all changes or
Yeah.
people come and take his stuff
Yeah.
because he's not
In this
able to-
system, he has enormous privilege.
Sure.
Like the old man kind of doesn't have the opportunity to have that much more privilege, right? He's just left with a moral conundrum, and then for him the answer is obvious.
Well, yeah.
But everybody else that has something to lose, they're like, well, that isn't obvious to me.
He's passed it on to his son, and
Yeah.
he's taking care of more of it. And if he dies, his son's going to take care of everything.
Yeah.
But
I wonder
if
if
Kettle
I
dies,
love how
who-
complicated it
if
is.
Kettle dies, who takes care of his kids,
Yeah.
wife, the other slaves, or the other farm hands, or whatever,
Yeah.
too, you know?
like I wonder if the slavery thing when the old man owned it like was never even a question. Like he didn't do that. But
Sure.
the
Now it gives his son a chance to kind of have that now in his younger years.
Sure.
It's not like Kettle's young,
sure.
but he's younger than Old Master, right? Like, has the progression allowed him to have these thoughts then where Old Master might not have
Yeah.
back then, right?
Yeah.
But is the progression retracting because, or is it because of where his kids have gone? Like his one son definitely doesn't feel that way. The other one like wants to pursue more, but
Doesn't have the ability.
he doesn't
Yeah.
have the
Aptitude or the courage.
yeah.
I love that Askeladd can like internally perform both the angel and demon activities on
Sure.
the shore.
Yeah,
Like,
how do
because
you, like-
Thorfinn hasn't developed this thought process enough, he just has, okay, who do I look up to? Who's my mentor? And for his
Right.
mentor has been Askeladd for all these years. But Askeladd, like in his feelings about him, it is a temptation as much as it is advice. And
Sure.
it's
It would be
really-
so
it's
easy
just
for him
great,
to just
man.
slip back into killing
Yeah.
people again.
Yeah.
It was so easy then.
Yeah, but it's not about doing it the easy way.
Yeah.
It's about doing it the
Sure.
hard way.
Well, Askeladd
Vinland's worth it.
in the first season was all about like he had goals and stuff too, but he still had to like fight and kill people and
He
stuff
did.
Yeah.
too in order to get what he wanted. And what
Despite
he was
his
after and
ultimate
stuff,
goal,
right?
yeah.
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 So and it's fun to use him because he was
Ultimate sacrifice.
he's my
was-
favorite thing from the first season.
Yeah.
Is Askeladd. But yeah, it is a way of having that good and bad from him because I think he has a good kind of feeling of that.
Yeah,
Just from what we had of him before.
sure.
Definitely has an interesting depth.
Yeah, I know that we've had in terms of like our response versus others in terms of season one, like we've talked about it a bunch of times, so I don't want to bring up for that context, but that flash of young Thorfinn with the knives, yeah, just like that entire first season, like just flashed at me, in that shot. It was just such an evocative feeling that I was just like, he could if he wanted, but that's not what he's doing
Sure.
right now.
He took out that whole fort by
Yeah,
himself.
that's not what he wants to do. That's not the type of person he wants to be. He can stand up and do something else.
Yeah.
And Askeladd is like whispering, like maybe this way, maybe like this, or fall back. I just love the agency in Thorfinn. That's what we didn't have in the first season.
Yeah, he had no doubts.
Yeah. I mean, he just had revenge. And all of that time spent with him is culminating into this, and I'm just here for it.
Yeah.
I'm wondering what the metamorphosis could be, but I'm enjoying the cocoon right now.
Sure, I get what you mean. I mean, part of it could be like, he's been in a cocoon this whole time, right?
Yeah.
With slavery. Like, his changing. Like, what's it going to be when he finally comes out of that?
The
Will
most
he be more
him
like
thing
his
that he
dad?
did
Will
was
he be more like Askeladd?
was confronting the other field workers when they trampled their shit. Like, that was the most that he had like resorted to violence at all for
Sure, but and that too.
probably a long time.
Einar was the one mainly fighting.
Sure.
Right?
Like he initiated.
Did Thorfinn throw the punch and then he got knocked out? Is that what happened? Or did he throw a punch? Or he just got knocked out?
Thorfinn didn't throw any punches.
Thorfinn got knocked out, right?
Yeah.
I remember him getting knocked out, but I don't think he really did anything in that. It was mainly just Einar fighting. So it'd be, I don't know. But it's not like I don't believe that he can. It's just I believe he doesn't want to. I mean, it kind of reflects his father more, I guess, right?
Mm-hmm.
His father didn't want to kill anybody, and he was willing to trade, I don't know, 7 sheep for a dying slave, you know?
Sure.
Kind of more similar to the old master in that way.
I love the key art of Old Man's hands. Old Man Kettle's hands, you know, like the sunken in quality. I kind of feel sometimes my only real gripe with the art style is I sometimes feel like various wrinkles and facial features can kind of like I can kind of see a little bit of that character here. I can see a little bit of that character here. They kind of repeat sometimes, like with the way they have wrinkles and forward brows, kind of like are shared. Kettle obviously and his father look very alike for good reasons, but you kind of see that every once in a while. But I'd never seen hands like that on the show. They were very,
Distinct.
weathered, distinct. Just, I don't know, just something about that shot just felt like they went the extra mile in the illustration key art for me. I just really enjoyed it. And I love the choice just to use like the deep drums for the chase and for when Snake is coming up onto Thorfinn. I really liked that. And it started to build as Thorfinn's like almost prior excitement built back up, and then he, got to the balance part where he is now and gotten that Miyagi-Do stance.
Thank goodness Gardar was like coma.
He was what?
Thank goodness he was like comatose, because I feel like being under that bed with Snake right there next to him, like any
If he opened his mouth and it made a little like noise,
it
that
could
might
have been
enough.
caught, right?
Yeah.
I wonder how they got him under there to begin with, because it looked like that bed was heavy.
I think she slid him underneath,
Maybe.
and she also said that the old master, helped her.
Yeah, I know, but like he wasn't walking to the cart.
Sure,
He was pulling himself.
that might
to
be
it, you know?
because he pushed himself too hard trying to hide him.
He could have just got out of the
Yeah.
bed so that she could have like lifted up an empty bed, put him on there, and
Yeah.
then he gets in.
I guess it's just the way Thorfinn lifted it up. I'm like, that
Yeah,
feels
it's-
like
it's
that
Thorfinn,
was pretty heavy.
yeah, you're right.
You know?
Yeah. Maybe she used leverage.
Yeah.
Maybe they both use leverage.
Or, yeah, no, I get you. But yeah, I'm glad they don't have dogs because they would have smelled him immediately.
Surprised he survived.
I was surprised that Arnheid was here, because I really thought they were going to run away, but it makes sense that she is like, well, I'll take him back here and hide him there.
Yeah.
I thought she got caught already
Well, no, because
when she was there.
I knew
was
she
like,
hadn't been
oh,
caught. Because those other guys came out, and that's when she was looking. And then, like, when everyone was
Yep.
dead, I'm like, okay, they're both gone. They went somewhere together. But then her being here, I was like, what?
Well, I mean, between her leaving the camp that night with Gardar and this morning when they find out, when they're looking and stuff, I thought she had already been caught and brought back to the house, and they were still looking for Gardar.
I just like how intelligent Snake was. Like Aaron in the beginning, like, why, Snake? Why aren't you looking? He's like, it's useless. He's going to come here. Why would I
Yeah.
go look?
Well, yeah, that was because I didn't know Arnheid was there.
Sure, yeah, of course.
Like, Arnheid, I thought they both went running away, because last
Yeah.
time we saw them was there at the guards, and then all the guards were dead.
Yep.
Thank God it was raining.
Yeah, hide their
Had the blood.
runs. Running blood? Running footprints? Anything else that runs?
Refrigerators.
You better catch it.
Guys, thanks so much for watching Vinland Saga with us. Make sure you subscribe, because we will have another one here next week. Whatever's going to happen here with Thorfinn and Snake. If you want to see right now, though, check out Early Access over at blindwave.com. You can find up to 4 episodes over there and full length.